Hello and welcome to the Johnny Danger Show. I'm Johnny Danger, coming to you live from the Danger Zone. And today we're bringing you an episode of Watch Now, Watch Later's. Today we have breaking down Joe Biden's scary body language and behavior. Um, I think they changed it, and this is by Derek Van Shake. He's a body language expert that I kind of watch on YouTube. I love watching his videos, but I haven't seen a video that I wanted to watch until this one. The next video I think is something about chess or something about a guy who cheats on chess, and I could care less. But this one's interesting. I wouldn't mind finding out what he's about to say. Unfortunately, I stopped it at a really bad spot where it doesn't make him look too good. So hopefully, if he ever runs into my video, he's not gonna judge me for it.
What does dementia look like? We're going to break down Joe Biden's body language to determine what's actually going on with him. That's next.
Oh, here we go.
And we're back, Shakers. First, this video is
Shakers!
not political, and this is not a political channel. We are a body language, behavior, and investigation channel.
I love that camera
We do
view, huh?
occasionally cover
So
politicians,
professional.
but this video is for educational purposes.
What's
so
with the
you
Rorschach
can
test
recognize
behind
dementia.
him?
Also, for those of you who are specifically Democrat,
And also his
you do have
backdrop,
options
his
to choose
background is
another
looking very good
nominee to
too.
run in 2024.
Looks
who
like
may
he's
be in
making a
better
little bit of
mental
money
health
making
and
these
who will
videos.
thereby have a better chance at winning
Kinda
the
watches that.
general election.
We'll take a look at it.
Do you want to see Joe Biden?
I don't want to answer that question.
I'm not sure if any of us know of any 86-year-olds who should be running the entire country.
Deal with that until after the midterms.
That brings up a really good point. I watched a podcast called the HD Podcast, and he goes off on these tangents where he really is upset that we have senior citizens who are running the country, and the point that he makes is like they're what's that word when they're cut off, where they're detached from society and the needs, because obviously their worldview is in the worldview that they grew up in, and obviously things change, so they're detached from reality. Like I want to say detached from reality, but let's be honest. A good interpretation is I was watching this show called Blackish, and the mom goes to high school to spy on one of the kids and pretends like she's one of the high school kids, and so the joke is that she's so delusional that she actually thinks she can blend in, but she comes in and she's like, "Hey, have you guys heard the new Marvin Gaye album?" And then the kids are just like, that's the analogy that I would use to explain that, is like they really think like they cannot understand why binary is such an important topic right now, and why these social political issues are so important right now, because we are on the cusp of like a big change where mental health is a big thing, and being able to express yourself is the most important thing that you can do. Just watch the Dahmer Netflix on show on Netflix. That being said, let's just go
I
right
don't
back
believe
into
he's
it.
running for re-election.
Do you plan to run for re-election?
Yes.
As you all know, Joseph R. Biden
Yeah, I mean he has to. It's either that or it's probably going to be Trump again. Let's be honest.
Jr. is the most
And I'm gonna get in so much trouble because I got in trouble. I think I got in trouble last time when I was watching when I was doing when I was streaming on Twitch, Johnny Danger TV, uh, I think I got like followed by like this I don't know, some organization, man. I might have just said the wrong thing because I started getting DDoSed and all this bullshit. Anyways, let's
physically fit U.S. president we've ever had.
ah,
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
However, he does stay quite physically active, which is great for someone who is going to be 80 years old this year. Over the
80
past
years
couple of years, we've been noticing that President Biden has been exhibiting even more curious body language and behavior, causing us to strongly suspect he has dementia.
like even the bunny was like, "No, you're Mr. President. You're not heading the right way."
So we're going to break down President Biden's body language and behavior.
Sorry.
And compare it to common signs and symptoms of dementia
Okay, here
to
we
find
go.
out what's really going on with him.
All right. let's do it.
Now, let's get started.
Let's get right into
49%
this.
of registered voters disagreeing with the statement, Joe Biden is mentally fit. Not even a majority of Democrats.
I love how the what's it called, the interpreter was like,
Who responded
"Oh, what is these hand gestures?"
strongly affirmed that statement. Why do you suppose such large segments of the American electorate
I'm just
have
hyper
come to
focused on her
harbor
facial expressions.
such profound concerns about your cognitive fitness. Thank you.
I have no idea.
We have never had a president as old as Joe Biden. This list is the president and their age at the time of inauguration. Biden is first at 70.
Yeah, but like even Bernie Sanders, I think Bernie Sanders was older, but even he's kind of with it a little bit more than Biden right now. Like I don't even know what the hell's going on with Biden.
8.2 years old. As I said, he's turning 80 this year, but that's
Like,
when he was inaugurated.
as you can
Donald
see, like,
Trump
they're
is
all
at
getting older.
7.6 years. Ronald Reagan was almost 70 years old when he was inaugurated president. If you're old enough, you may remember the media questioning President Reagan's mental fitness, given that at the time he was the oldest president in U.S. history.
Is there any doubt in your mind that you would be able to function in such circumstances?
Not at all, Mr. Truitt, and I want you to know that also I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit for political purposes my opponent's youth and inexperience.
Oh!
President Reagan's age
That was
and
a good one.
soft-spoken nature was a run.
But that's the shit. Like, isn't that the shit? Like, okay, flat out, there's a question. Do you think your age is an issue? Could have answered it directly, which probably wouldn't have landed him any points, because that's how the game is, right? And he goes, no, there's no way I'm gonna exploit this and expose my the person I'm running against as inexperienced, even though he's an actor and never did this before. But that's the game. Like, he's gonna deflect from the actual point instead of actually addressing it, and that's politics in a nutshell. It's not really answering questions, not really saying anything, so that you never lose points.
Running joke on SNL.
Some may wonder which was worse, your knowing or your not knowing.
Well, all I can say is I didn't know. Well, I hope I've answered your questions as best I could, given the very little that I know.
But he actually showed no signs of dementia as president.
Okay, get back in here. All right, let's get down to business.
Rest in peace.
I'm only going to go through this once,
Forgot
so
that
it's
guy's
essential
that
that you
actor
pay
thing.
attention. 1, Casey. Yes, sir. You'll spearhead our new operation to fund the Contras.
Although in 1994, at age 83, just 5 years after
I don't
leaving
understand
office,
why he kept
President
that clip
Reagan received a
that long.
suspected diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease, and after a steady decline, he died from the disease in 2004.
Yo, you
10
died from
years
Alzheimer's?
after diagnosis. Although Alzheimer's disease is the most common type of dementia, it's not the only type. There is vascular dementia, Lewy bodies dementia, LBD, Parkinson's disease dementia, mixed dementia, frontal temporal dementia, FTD, and Huntington's
knows a lot
disease.
about
Dementia is the
dementia.
loss of a person's cognitive functioning, thinking, remembering, and reasoning.
Derek Van
And
Schaik
yes,
has,
it is very sad for their loved ones because they'll slowly forget who their loved ones
His,
are. It's also sad for the diagnosed because when
suits
they're
are
diagnosed,
looking a lot more lavish
they still
now.
have the capacity to
I love that
know
brain in the
that
background,
their
too.
memories are going to slowly fade away. The DSM-5 discusses
I've
diagnosing dementia,
experienced
such as
dementia in real
Alzheimer's
life.
disease,
It's
as
terrible.
a clear decline in memory and learning from a previous level of
I
performance.
wish I would've known
It's a
better.
steady and progressive decline in cognitive function without plateaus and no evidence of mixed etiology. To summarize, their memory and cognition keeps declining, and it's not explained by another illness or condition. Specifically with Alzheimer's disease, due to the plaques and tangles, neurons in the brain are injured, causing them to die throughout the brain in atrophy. So this is actually a physical loss in brain volume. The ventricles in the brain will get bigger. The gyri
Oh, is that why he has
model
that there?
here are going to
I love how smug he was when he pulled that out. The die rise, and that's exactly why I have this here.
get smaller. Those are the folds within the brain. So if these gyri, where these folds in the brain are getting smaller, what do you think that means for the sulci, these smaller grooves? And
I love how much Derek Van Schaik has matured in these videos, because he looks like an adult now. He's starting to look like an adult. I started watching these videos back when he was very young, and he's really excited. So it's kind of awesome to
these
watch
bigger
this.
grooves, which are called fissures. What do you think it means for those? Yeah, they're going to get really, really deep and wide. So it's an actual loss
I
of
don't know if you
brain
can see that.
volume with dementia. Ever hear the notion that we only use
10% of our brain.
10% of our brain? Do you think that's true? No, it's not true at all.
no.
We use almost all of our brain all of the time. Mild to moderate common symptoms of dementia, specifically Alzheimer's disease, according to the NIH and ALZ.org, are memory loss and confusion. This clip right here, frankly, just triggered this
Trying
video.
to move out of
Originally,
it.
I was like, I don't want to touch politics. But then when I saw this, it was really, I just couldn't believe it. I think I watched it 10 times. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. And I think I looked it up elsewhere because I thought it could have been doctored. I just couldn't believe that this was actually true. So
All right, let's
watch
see
it,
that. I haven't
take
seen
a look,
this.
and then we'll break it down.
Now our great speaker, our partner, who all of these bills we've met.
So the guy who's shaking everyone's hand, his name is Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader. And Chuck Schumer goes and shakes everyone's hand. Chuck Schumer first shakes Joe Biden's hand. Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense. He's the president of the United States.
He goes
Makes
first.
sense to shake his hand first. Okay. But
That's sad. He stands there like he just got played.
Now our great
in
speaker.
2.8 seconds, Joe Biden has his hand out again, ready for a handshake. He forgot, at least in 2.8 seconds, probably even a little bit sooner. Probably even maybe, I think you can even look at some body language and expect maybe around even a second and a half
Yeah.
if you really look at it closely. But in 2.8 seconds, we know, and it seems for sure, that Joe Biden has already forgotten that he already shook Chuck Schumer's hand
Yeah.
and has his hand out again, ready for a handshake.
Like, what's
This
going
is
on?
not like, hey, next day, hey, yeah, when was my hand shook? Oh, when was that? It just happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, because it was like, oh,
And he doesn't remember. He already has his hand out. And of course, you look at his body language, he's totally confused of why Chuck Schumer wouldn't want to shake his hand, stroking his chin and a smile and a little bit of embarrassment. Like,
did this really just happen? Did this guy really just play me? I see you. I see what you just did. It's all good.
the Senate Majority Leader forgot to shake the President of the United States' hand. Why did you shake everyone else's hand but not mine? It's just really sad.
Yeah.
Now our great.
Poor judgment leading to bad decisions.
I trust the capacity of the Afghan military, who is better trained, better equipped, and more competent in terms of conducting war. Russia will be held accountable if it invades, and it depends on what it does. It's one thing if it's a minor incursion, and then we end up having a fight about what to do and not do, etc.
There are some people who say that Putin will only look at what he said at the beginning and say, that's a green light for me to go in.
Often repeating themselves or asking the same questions because they don't recall already asking it or already saying it. Trouble handling money and paying bills. Wandering and getting lost.
No. No. Stop.
Secret Service agents just like flagging him in to the White House to make sure he doesn't wander off, apparently. But apparently Biden also wanted to, for whatever reason, walk on the grass to get to the office. It just shows that the people around him know that there is a little bit of a problem. That
he still walked straight. The Secret Service guy told him where to go, and he still went straight.
But apparently Biden also wanted to, for whatever reason, walk on the grass to get to the office. It just shows that the people around him know that there is a little bit of a problem, that he needs to be guided a lot more than, we'll call it just a younger president.
Oh.
Taking longer to complete normal daily tasks.
Maybe physically he couldn't have done it. You could kind of say, like, let's just say maybe he he hurt his arm doing something or something, and he can't just reach there. But still, it's just not a. At the risk of sounding insensitive, it's just not a good look. Like, how are other countries looking at us going, this is the guy running the country? But like, not even then. Like, even he's the head guy in charge. Like, his power is sort of limited. Like, I think if I remember correctly from social studies class, the president is mainly responsible for the judicial system and for enforcing it. So, I don't know.
Losing things and misplacing them, sometimes in odd places, or sometimes it may just be under their nose and they just don't remember putting it there and they just don't remember doing that, and it happens to fall off their face because they don't remember actually putting it on their face in the first place. Mood and personality changes.
That's clumsiness. I can excuse that.
Agitation, aggression, and outbursts of anger.
Mr. President, what's your message to Democrats who don't want you to run again?
They want me to run.
2/3 say they
Read
don't.
the polls. Read the polls, Jack.
Yo. That's something my dad would do. And my dad has this like this strategy where like you confront him about something like he's lying about, and he'll with that same smile right there, he'll look you dead in the eye and go and confirm the lie. And I'll be like, "Hey Dad, why'd you steal the cookie from the cookie jar?" "I didn't steal the cookie." And you're just like, "I saw you do it." "No, that wasn't me." You know, like he got it. Like he got it like that. So he just confronts. It's like, "Hey, what do you say to Democrats who don't think you should run again? They all want me to run." "What? No, I'm a journalist and I got this information. Can you address it, please, and not lie straight to my face?"
You guys are all the same.
Which, well, whoa, get sensitive much?
There's a lot of guys wanted. I'm not worried. Thank you so much. You need 100 rounds.
Isn't that what you said? Get your words straight, Jack.
Impulsive behavior, such as undressing in inappropriate times and using vulgar language.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Difficulty with language, specifically reading, writing, and working with
that.
numbers.
I'm not
That's
gonna
why
lie.
I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer. The National Guard, that's a fancy way of saying governors need to be able to get funding when they need to bring their National Guard into play. From the time I got to the Senate 180 years ago, you know, as well as my tenure as vice president.
And with this clip here, notice Kamala
Maybe
Harris's
he was just trying to
uneasy
be
body
funny.
language when she realizes that Joe Biden said the wrong nation.
Putin may circle Kyiv with tanks, but he'll never gain the hearts and souls of the Iranian people. He'll never extinguish their love of freedom.
Yo, her face.
For the Iranian people. He'll never extinguish their love of freedom, and he will never weaken the resolve of the free world.
Yo. I can't.
But also notice Nancy Pelosi on the right here,
She's probably loving
who's
it.
actually older than Joe Biden. She didn't flinch at all.
The Iranian people. He'll never extinguish their love of
She probably wasn't even paying attention.
freedom, and he will never weaken the resolve of the free world. These are yachts, their luxury homes, and other ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy.
That's
Kleptocracy.
I do this all the time.
The guys who are the kleptocracies. I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness.
I mean, that's losing track of your words. I do that all the time. I mean,
And to make a judgment about who I am.
Difficulty organizing thoughts and thinking logically.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word.
I feel bad for Kamala Harris.
I was the the foothills of the Himalayas with Xi Jinping.
The inability to learn
It is
new
what it
things.
is. Although he has been in politics for a very long time, so speaking should be like his thing. Let's just say that.
Problems coping with new situations.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry
Thank
Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Difficulty carrying out multi-step tasks.
It's President Biden's cheat sheet. He literally tipped his hand, showing a card with step-by-step instructions.
What does it say?
You enter the Roosevelt room and say hello. You take your seat.
This right here is literally black and white proof that Joe Biden apparently has dementia. There is no reason other than dementia to explain why Joe Biden has a card like that in a meeting.
No, I mean it could be you. I love that the YOU is bold and capitalized. Thinking back to my notes, I'm starting to think no, I'm too young, right?
No reason. And the words you and your on his cheat sheet are capitalized and bolded to make sure that he knows that it's talking about him and not somebody else.
Enter the Roosevelt room and say hello to participants. Who? Hey, Kamala! Kamala, come here. Say hello. Yo. That's bad. It's bad.
A year into his presidency, plus, and also he's been a vice president for 8 years and a senator, a U.S. senator for decades. And he has a cheat sheet like that to tell him the most basic things, like you enter the room, you say hello.
You give brief comments. You thank participants. You depart.
Problems remembering friends and family.
By the way, this is my little sister, Valerie, and I'm Jill's husband. Oh, no, this is Val, you switched on me. This is my wife. This is my sister. All kidding aside, of course, President Harris is a proud Howard alum.
Hallucinations, delusions, and paranoia, which is actually common among 50% of those who have Alzheimer's.
Of America. God bless you all.
Watch this clip here, see what you think, and then we'll break it down. A lot of people don't know, but with dementia, it's actually quite common to have hallucinations, delusions, see things, see people. And when you watch this clip here, it definitely seems that Biden is seeing something.
You think so?
And if you look at his hand motion, it's like he was going to shake someone's hand. And if you notice too, it seems that his eyes kind of widen in a little bit of surprise. Oh, I didn't see you. You were so close. Oh, you're so close to me this whole time when I was giving the speech. In reality, no one was there. And then if you notice, as he's trying to give a handshake to no one that's there, he quickly turns over to his right as if the being that he saw quickly moved, or maybe he saw something else over there that was behind him. And the way that Biden quickly shifted to his right, it seemed that he was startled. Oddly looking at the American flag and what was behind him, but there's no one there. There's nothing there. And even starts walking back towards the flag to what appears to be to investigate what he thinks he
I kind of feel like he just got lost.
Saw. Loss of spontaneity, shortened attention span, change in sleep patterns, sometimes insomnia, trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, so sleeping in odd places or times of day.
Yeah, I do this.
You are in a position of extraordinary power. You can change forever.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, I think he's just an older gentleman, and they're probably asking a lot out of him. So, this has been a sad video. There's still like 10 minutes to go. We're already 16 minutes into it. I think we're just gonna call it here. Yeah, this is bad. I mean, when you put all the videos together, it really paints a picture of someone who's not fit to be in the position that they're in. Let's just be honest. Let's say like you worked as I don't know. See, you're a doctor and you're falling asleep during your patient's visit, or you know, you- you're not really engaging with the patient. Like the patient's not gonna handle that. Like he's not gonna take that. If you go to shake somebody's hand, or like if you shake the doctor's hand and then you both sit down and he goes, "Oh, I see you didn't like shaking hands," and you just sit there like, "I just shook your hand." You're probably gonna lose confidence in that doctor and probably not go back to it. Unfortunately, we're kind of stuck with him for like, I don't know, what, 2 more years. When was he elected? Is it 2020 or 2021? It's 2 more years. Anyways, yeah, just to hammer the point home, I think after a certain point, there needs to be an age limit for the person that runs the country because it's getting bad. They're detached from the people in many ways. Like not just for this one case, but the fact that once I started becoming detached from the youth, and I'm not even 40. Like I didn't even understand that some of the things that I was doing now is offensive because I grew up thinking that this is like the norm. And now coming into like this woke culture, I'm starting to realize like, oh no, you don't say this. You respect people's this and you respect people's that, and I can't even imagine if you double that. So that being said, I think we're gonna cut it right here. Thanks for watching if y'all have been watching, and as always, peace.